Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play level 8. It's ages 8 and up, 2 to 6 players, and takes 30 to 45 minutes. Let me show you how to play.
The goal of the game is to be the first to have achieved level 8 on your card you're going through. You start out at level 1, and then you're going to go through these different levels, and you need to get different card combinations that you're putting down. And be careful when you put this in on the card. There's a star side that is the beginner standard side, and then there's an advanced side with 2 stars, and you have to have trickier combinations on that side. So be sure for your first time to start on side single star. Everyone starts out on level 1, and everybody is dealt 10 cards. It doesn't matter how many people you're playing with. You deal out the same number of cards. The dealer deals out 10 cards to each player, deals their own personal discard pile, and then the person to the left of the dealer gets to go first. This person looks at their cards, and everybody looks at their cards. I'm just going to have all of these face up, even though nobody would get to see anybody else's cards for the game, so you can see what people are working with, and I'm not just flipping them up and down a bunch as I'm showing the game. So for the first round, you're trying to get 2 runs, 1, 2, A, B, C, A, B, C. That's just 2 runs of 3 cards. It can be any combination. It could be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15. You can't run around from, it can't be 14, 15, 1. Can't be a set. They have a nice card with the different kinds of combinations. Color doesn't matter for runs. There's pairs and triples you can go for. Color doesn't matter for those as well. And then you can collect a certain number of the same color, and it's all pretty clearly marked on your little sheet here. And all you do on your turn is you draw a card, and then you either go down or you discard a card. And you have to go down with the complete set at once. And you can do bonus cards in addition. It doesn't have to be runs of 3. It could be runs of 4 or 5 if things are going really well for you. And you can pick from this discard pile, or later on there will be more discard piles. We're not going to have them pick this one. We're going to have them pick this card. They got a 2, which doesn't really do them much good. So we're just going to have them go ahead and discard that in front of them. And now it's this player's turn, and they can pick the 2 or the 8 or this card right here. And they're going to go ahead and pick from the top of the draw pile. They got a 10, and I don't want them to go out yet, but we'll show what can happen, because they have a really awesome run. They have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I didn't even rig that. That just happened from dealing it out. So they were very fortunate this round. So they'd go ahead and play those down, and so they can play them all down at once. If they wanted to, they could split this up and have it be 2 different runs, but so they're playing that down. And then they have this star, which is a wild card, and they get to use that to make their other run, which they're doing. We'll have them do 11, 12, 13 because I don't want them to be out yet. And then for their discard, they're going to choose to play this skip on this player. And then they have 1 card left, so they're still in the game. If we'd played it slightly differently, they could have had the star on this side and just gone down and out, and this person wouldn't have even had a turn, which can happen in this game. So this person is skipped, and what you do, if a skip card is placed on you, only 1 skip card can be placed on you at a time. So if other people had skips, if we were playing with more people, they couldn't just all load them on one person. And then this gets placed at the bottom of the stack face up, and that's it for that person's turn. If gameplay gets around, or if you manage to get through to this card, then the round would be over, but we haven't had that happen ever. So that would be it for their turn. It's this person's turn. They can pick up the 2 or the 8. There's not a discard here, and they pick up a card, and they got an 8, and they still can't go down, and they have to watch out because they don't want to discard anything that this person can play. So they're going to go ahead and discard their 6. It's this person's turn, and you can't move around these wilds, so they can't move it around after it's played down. They got another 13, but I want this round to be over, so I'm going to grab a thing so that they can play. Oh, they're going to draw a wild. They drew a wild, they played it, and they discarded, and then the round is over. So now what happens is if you go down at all, if this person had been able to go down, if anybody else had gone down, they would have gotten to move forward to level 2, even though they didn't go out. There are no points either that you total at the end of the game, which makes it really a lot faster than a lot of other games like this. No points to total. If you'd gone down, you would have just gotten to go to level 2. They didn't go down, so they're still at level 1 for the next time. This person also didn't go down, so they're at level 1 for next time. This person, whoever goes out, you have to go down and out, you get to skip. So they didn't just go to level 2, they get to skip ahead to level 3. And at that point, everybody, you take all the cards, put them back into the center, and then whoever was to the left of the dealer, doesn't matter who run the round, whoever is to the left of the dealer will shuffle the cards and deal them out, and then you play the next round. These 2 players are still going for level 1. This person is on to level 3, deal out 10 cards. They need to go for a run of 3 and then have 4 cards of the same color in order to be able to place down. And then just, again, the basics for playing cards down is you can't put down part of it. You have to go down with everything at once. And then you're immediately allowed to play extra cards on yourself and other people. So if they went down with, we'll say they needed a run of 3. So they had a 7, 8, 9, and everybody else had their hand like normal. And they were going for purples. They got their 4 purples, but somebody else had a run over here. They could play on the other person. They can play more cards down on themselves. They can't ever play down another set. They can't say, oh, later on, if they have a few cards left in their hand, they couldn't say, oh, now I have, let's see, they have a 5, 6, where's a 4 or a 7? There aren't any in here. Here's a 4. So they couldn't place down if they had a few cards left in their hand. They couldn't say, oh, no, I have another run. I can place it down. No, no, no. You have to play just on what already exists, on other people, and you keep on going through until somebody has accomplished level 8. So that can happen either by going down with level 7 and then going out. Then you would skip past level 8 and be the winner. Or if you're at level 8 and you just play your cards down, you instantly have won, and that's the end of the game.
So that's how to play level 8. The target demographic for this game is a family card game. If you're looking for something like that, especially if you remember games like Phase 10 and were really into those games, but remember how hard it was to actually finish playing through an entire game, this is that experience, but more streamlined and a bit happier for all involved. The rule complexity is low. It's pretty easy to understand sets, runs, and collecting cards of the same color. Very easy to get up and running, to understand the basics of this game. How competitive is this game? It is medium, especially in your first few rounds. You'll have things where people will go down and out, and especially with a higher number of players, if you have like 4 or 5 or 6 players, there will be times where you haven't gotten to do anything and somebody was just dealt the right thing, and they were able to play all their cards and skip ahead to 2 levels and you're still stuck on your level. So that can be a little hard to take for kids, but we've found that this game does a really good job of evening things out, and the levels get a little tougher later on, and so people catch up. And it's usually at the end, it is neck and neck, and it's anybody's game, which is really nice. With 2 players, there can be more disparity, but as you add more players in, it seems to level out, and you just have a really close game every time. The replay value is high if you're looking for a family card game that you can play with all ages and kind of have be your go-to on a Sunday afternoon. This is spot on for that. Similar games, if you like this game, 5 Crowns is a wonderful card game that's rummy style that has the same kind of feel. And then Skyjo as well is just a really nice card game, easy to understand for all ages. But I'm very happy with level 8. We've been enjoying it and you should check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.